Hello, and welcome to Movie or Something, a guided tour through the high points of film history. My name is Shintaro Koda, and if you've been listening to my film analyses for the past several episodes, you know that I've been on something of a nature film kick. Movies that explore the invisible connections between humanity and the world around it. The Earth is full of elements that get exploited or transformed into symbols of great worth when it comes to explaining the makeup of interior landscapes. But there is also much about the planet that provides unconditionally, nurtures. It often gives of itself the way a mother does. Of course, the term Mother Nature has been extant for centuries now. Pre-Columbian peoples, like the Incas for example, believed in a goddess of the harvest known as Pachamama, or Mama Pacha, which is literally translatable as World Mother. In Southeast Asia, Mother Nature takes the form of Phra Mae Thorani, also known in Pali as Vasudhara, or in Thailand simply as Mae Thorani, although Phra is the appropriate honorific. Thorani literally means ground, and Mae is the word for, as one might expect, mother. Variations on this idea play out in Greek mythology in the figure of Gaia, in Norse myth as Jörð, and in the Middle Ages with the coining of the term natura naturata, literally meaning nature has already created, which is a phrase with a feminized suffix, suggesting that nature is embodied in a female form. All of this goes to say that all ideas pertaining to a fixed image of the character Mother Nature are ancient, but remain prevalent. It seems like a contemporary American Mother Nature is out of the question. There is no need for one, right? Wrong. Cheryl Kalan's cosmic fable of the Earth from 1998 suggests that the origin of the planet is arbitrary, and perhaps even absurd. Yet this does not by any stretch of the imagination suggest that the efforts of Mother Earth to create a world that reflects a well-intentioned vision are in vain. Although the assembled elements appear to be mere detritus of the modern world, this only reinforces the film's thematic concern of the beauty in the very act of creation. This Mother Nature has so much faith in the strength of her positive vision that she firmly believes something beautiful can emerge from literal waste. Skeptics who watch this film are eager to point out that the presence of inorganic material, like matches, negates the conception that of the Earth is a creation myth. But, if anything, it only contributes to the homegrown American mysticism of the work. America's interpretation of Mother Nature is linked to consumerist endeavors, like buying matches, and the product, for lack of a better word, that emerges from this process of purchase is life itself. It transparently reveals the democratic nature of the creative process. In this way, Of the Earth, for all its rural magic, is surprisingly punk in character. By virtue of setting this atheistic creation myth in a backyard and finding the extraordinary in the seemingly ordinary woman, the film enjoys its status as punk art, illustrating the chaotic ease of bringing something, anything into the world, including a world made unto itself. Of the Earth finds a holiness in what are disregarded as degenerate objects like scotch and Swisher Sweets. But again, the sacred quality of the assembled objects aligns with no one religious doctrine. Certainly there might be some one-to-one symbolism with the jet of water spraying from the woman's mouth, and the sea, the creation of the heavens with the smoke plume, and the mountains with the pebble and the ashtray, but in all honesty, the genius of the Earth is that what it references most is patriarchy, which is not technically a religion, but is unquestionably a system of belief with a cultural identity enforced through collective agreement on a way of life. The symbols discussed earlier are all derived from objects connected with vices linked with a decidedly male lifestyle. Kalan makes the decision to show these degenerate objects with reverence for their transgressive potential to rewrite the narrative of male dominance by recontextualizing the images within the feminized creation myth. it narrowly skirts the trap of indulging in rote biblical allegory, and instead opts for a punk reimagining of the beginning of time that toys with alienation by dropping in incongruous products, allowing its audience to consider the Earth as but another product randomly dropped into the fabric of the uncaring universe. The final image of the film is certainly suggestive of this concept, a top-down exhibition of the result of the ritual procedures preceding it, something akin to food photography, implying that the Earth and consumption go hand in hand. There is something bittersweet about this moment, too, that brings the arbitrary nature of creation to light. From a bird's-eye view, all that Mother Nature seems to have done is set a table. The tide of patriarchy is something against which fighting feels hopeless, when all the system allows a woman to be is a setter of tables, a cook on a planetary scale. Her processes are her product. It is hard to say how optimistic Kalan is about the state of gender politics with this film. Clearly, her film upholds the tenets of feminist resistance through abstract ritualism and revisionist myth-making, but this is all an ideal that stands in stark contrast to the painful reality of female oppression. Is there a purpose for a Mother Nature in a society that forces women into positions of homebound servitude? This is the question that Kalan's team project poses to a contemporary audience. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please forget to subscribe.